So today I'm going to talk about the penetration testing and along with OWASP ZAP 2. That's the demo we'll be having. So the first question is, what is penetration testing? So penetration testing we do uh, for the known environment. Okay, so that's some environment which you know, and we want to find out what are the issues which we have, security related issues, and for that we want to do in the known environment. We can do with unknown environment also. Unknown environment means someone else is hosting some of applications. So you can do to find out what are the loopholes in that environment as well. Partially known environment as well. You need to set some of the rules of engagement. Rules of engagement means uh, when you do the penetration testing, if you are trying to do the penetration testing on the someone's else environment and you do not have authority to do that, so you, because penetration testing will do the attack on the website, so if you do not have authority, so you need to have a rules of engagement, and some of the privilege escalations you might need to be have it for that, doing that persistency, cleanup, bounty, and pivoting. So these are the initiative which we are going to do with penetration testing. Here we have active penetration testing and passive, both which we have. So as part of this discussion, we'll discuss on this. So penetration testing is also called the pen testing, and is the practice of testing a computer system, network, or web application to find vulnerabilities that attacker could exploit it. Now, these are the steps of penetration testing. Establish goal and set parameters. Reconnaissance discovery. Explorations brute force. Take control of the system and escalate the privileges. Pivoting and data collections and reporting. So these are the things which we do as part of penetration testing. So remediate the security deficiencies. As part of this, we are going to also do that. So known, unknown, and partially known environment. So unknown environment, where the tester is given a little to no information about the targets, more like a real world, uh, but more time consuming and more expensive. Known environment, again, this will be done by the testers, is given a full disclosure about the target, network, host, source code, and protocols, diagrams, and etc. Partially known means where the combination of known and unknowns, in that testers is given partial information about the target but not access to documentations or data. So what are the rules of engagement? So rules of engagement should clearly define what is in scope for the engagement, what activities are allowed, what activities are prohibited while doing the penetration testing. Stakeholders you should know and then inform about that. Relevant contact list you should be having it to spread the message about this testing outcome. Communication method and frequency should be published. Handling the sensitive data, how can you do that? You need to set that specific points for that. Specific goal and define the definition of the success. Now, there are few framework which has been developed over the period of time. One of the framework which we call it a CREST framework. This is for the penetration testing. So this framework, which helps you to internationally recognize accreditations, various areas of information security and assurance. Now, provide vested resources for companies looking for providers adherence to industry benchmark and best practices. And also this framework will provide us government and regulatory standardization, access to qualified talent, supply chain, and logistic assurance. That organization's URL you can find in the CREST approved. You can look at it. Lateral movement. So as part of the lateral movement, what happens, attacker using the internet attack on the website which is become a victim, and the victim have a resources which is front end, back end, and so on forth, and they try to get into that system and you know uh, That is why they try to exploit the operations. So escalation of privileges means where you can have information about primary goal where accessing a host, uh, you administrator root access to the host, enable installations of persistence mechanism, scan for additional exploits, vulnerabilities and misconfigurations. Method for privilege escalations, which penetration testing can testers can use: hack the local account admin, exploit the vulnerabilities, use tools for brute force and social engineering. Persistence, which includes installing backdoors or method to maintain access to a host or network. After that, you need to also work on to clean up the infrastructure and delete the infrastructure. So, which includes removing traces of the attack, removing files, cleaning and deleting log files, intentionally leaving false artifacts, encrypting or deleting data, firewall routers and servers, and so on. Bug bounty is a program basically where you announce to the hackers saying that okay, those who will try to find out the issues in my securing the services, then we'll have some sort of award for them. So bug bounty is a program to encourage users to find and report bugs. Award range from the recognition to compensations. First known bug bounty was implemented in 1983. So that was the Netscape engineer coined the phrase in 1995. Bug bounty programs, there is a many programs is available, which is on hackeron1.com. Offers bug bounty programs with a network of over 750k ethical hackers. Pivoting. So pivoting is a technique that allow lateral movement from a compromised host. Okay, foothold is gained on the target system. Compromised target system is leveraged to compromise others normally inaccessible system. Many tools like metals exploit have built-in utility to automate much of these processes. This is the diagram for pivoting attack. Types of reconnaissance or passive reconnaissance and active reconnaissance. You utilize publicly accessible method to discover information about the target. That's called passive. Whereas in active, direct access to the target company. In passive, no direct contact with the target company. Public records, you can refer it. Google searches, GSDVs and all stuff like that. Company website, Wayback Machines and so on. Now, active reconnaissance, direct access to the target machine, are asking questions of employee management etc. Entering the facility and walking the sites, seeing where you can go, what things you can access. Active scanning, fingerprinting the network, host etc. There is one more initiative which has been run under the pen testing, which is warflying, using an airplane, drones or UAV to sniff Wi-Fi network, calculate GPS coordinates, aerial imagery and stuff like that. Typical flights can last up to 30 to 45 minutes. Drones have been shown to pick up a network even at an elevation of 1500 to 200 feet as well. So this is some of the advantage which you can have it. War driving. War driving actively seeking out wireless access point with little to no security. Open, Web, and WPA. These are the protocol for the Wi-Fi security and so on. This is the ways to hack the war driving and so on. Now, last, as part of this penetration testing, we have a security teams which may be involved in the multiple different kind of activities, like a red team, who's attacker, doing the offensive security, ethical hackings, pen testers, and all stuff like that. Do we have a blue team also, who's a defender, defensive security, infrastructure protection, DPIR. We have a purple team also, which is a collaborator, facilitate collaboration, improve skills of both team. And the last one, white team, which is manager, define the rules for engagement ROE and manage the element. So this was the introduction of penetration testing. Any questions so far?
So far, so good. I mean, it's more theory, so
Yeah. So now we will talk about the one of the tools which is widely used for the penetration testing, and that is also it's a free. And that as part of this thing we are going to discuss about the ZAP tool. Okay, so this is something. Let's get into that. And this is the demo I'll be showing you for that. So here, ZAP primarily is a web security tool, a web application security tool for penetration testing purpose. So this is something which we'll get into that. So Open Web Application Security Project, that is the full form of OWASP. Now this OWASP is a organization basically who has published lots of initiative about how to secure the code, how to secure the build time, how to secure the infrastructure, how to secure the runtime, and many more things. And they do have a few tools also. And out of that, one of the tool is ZAP. WSAP opens the application security project. Now they publish cheat sheets for the security. They publish the codes, documents, contest. They do organize the context, research paper, and multiple tools they have it, which I'm going to cover anyways. One of the tools which I'm going to cover in this is Zed Attack Proxy. In short, we call it a ZAP. Now this is one of the tools they use it for the security testing for the penetration work. So logic flow, for example, here you have a username and password and some of the security questions and answer. So in ZAP we build the logic flow, and the logic flow where we said that okay, this could be your username, this could be your password, this could be your security questions, and they create a random data basically, lakhs and lakhs of random data, and then they try to find out okay, which options, which username, which password, which security answers worked and which is did not work. So that way they try to find out the accounts which can be create a which can be stolen and stuff like that. So that is a kind of logic flow we'll need to understand. So this project is started by Simon Bennett. Okay, he's the project leader for ZAP, and for ZAP is developed in Java. So if you want to install the ZAP in your desktop or any machines, you need to have a Java installed in that. On top of that, you can download the software from the ZAP Proxy .org. Uh, that's a website for the downloading. So ZAP user interface. So yeah, ZAP can be launched through the Windows exe. You can launch through the jar file also, sh file also, bat file also. So if you have downloaded the file and depends on the your operating system, you can start the applications. So if you are starting the applications, you can also pass some of the options to the command line as well. So hyphen config, hyphen daemon, host, port, new session, and session. These are the options which you can provide. So config, which basically nothing but overriding the default value of ZAP. If you want to start the ZAP process in the daemon, you have to specify hyphen daemon. If you want to run on some other host like IP address and all, instead of local host, override the host used. Port number also you can override it. Create a new session at a given location. So and sessions, and these sessions we'll discuss in while showing the demo. So that is a ZAP. So now let's do one thing. Let's install the ZAP first, and then we'll get started. Any questions you have?
Not at this moment.